Really excited to be back here, and I absolutely love the way that the garden has developed. You've tuned in many times by now, folks, and maybe you've heard me mention CDM regulations. A fool would have their garden designed and built without not knowing what they're going to have. As this project started very many moons ago with some very detailed sketches and drawings and 3Ds, a detailed planting concept and some planting planning, materials planning. You know, we built the deck and the balustrade and these raised planters. There was a scabby lawn, that's all been got rid of. And we put this old crazy paving done in York with gravels, solarolia, solariolii around the outside, which has just absolutely come on leaps and bounds. Oh, it's 2 years since we built this garden, by the way, folks. We've arranged with the client just to have a look-see and satisfy our morbid curiosity to see how beautiful our gardens actually are, because I keep saying beautiful garden. I just want to make sure that the gardens are actually beautiful. Well, look at these planting beds here. These are predominantly herbs, maybe some erigeron sort of daisies, lots of thymus and various other beautifully flowering things. The Nepeta for the cat, the old cat mint, Parovskia, Verbena, Bonariensis, and some Vinca, just to pack it out a bit. We've had a couple of years, so we've had sort of 8 seasons, in and out, up and down, hot, cold, wet, dry. Some things have survived really well and thrived, and some things, they've been casualties, as you always get when you put in hundreds and hundreds of plants in somebody's garden. Really excited to be back here, and I absolutely love the way that the garden has developed. Look at this, it's grown, and you'll see how small these plants were when they went in and how they've developed. You can see the relationship between the different layers that we've got here. I mean, the China girl, Cornus Cusa, you know I put one in every garden if I can. And then we've got these beautiful peonies. There's 3 different varieties of peonies. These are the early flowers. We've got some late flowers down here. We've got a backdrop of some alliums. And then we've got a couple of different types of euphorbia. We've got the classic Robbii. And then a little bit lower down at the front, we've got the purpurea. And then we've got some oddments of festucas and opiophagons and some Haconocloa, Calicarpa, beautiful purple berries in the winter, and we've got some various ferns and some hostas. It's wonderful to pick up this folio and walk around the garden and compare what we've got now to what we actually planted a couple of years ago. You know, how the Calicarpa has grown very, very slowly. I wonder whether it has as many berries as it did when we planted it. You know, the hostas, they don't really seem to have done as good in this half of the garden as they have in the other half of the garden. The Haconocloa, sad little one by itself, hasn't done anything. Neither of the opiophagons, but they all contribute to the different layers that we've got in this garden. I think it's tremendous. Check this out, our beautiful Acer Sangokaku, which is quite stick thin and looks a bit scruffy and scrawny, but then it's a very expensive plant and it is going to grow. So in 2 years' time, folks, look what it's done. Look how wide it is. It's absolutely gorgeous. Phlomis is doing quite well underneath here. Look at this beautiful red bark and the orange is coming through, and the little tiny veins in the leaves and that hint of orange and red and a little bit of purple with the beautiful green leaves and the odd bit of lime running through the leaves. I think this is great. What a beautiful plant. Well, thanks for tuning in, folks. Tune in next time, then you can see how the diet's going, and maybe you'll find us in another garden, and hopefully it'll look as good as this one. Any questions about planting, marriage of plants, planting companions, type of soil, any question, pruning guides, ask me anything you like, and you never know, maybe I'll be designing your garden next. Thanks for tuning in.